Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can add outcomes to each of your Canvas courses. Now, before we begin, I do want to tell you that this will not transfer between all of your classes. So if you're wanting to add outcomes, you're going to have to do that for each individual Canvas course that you have. So just wanted to give you that disclaimer so that as you learn this skill, you might have to do it multiple times if you have multiple preps or multiple classes that you teach. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find the word outcomes. Now notice that I've got this little I crossed out right here. That means that it is not visible to my students. So even if in your class you have this turned off for students, they will still be able to see the outcomes that you are putting on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click on outcomes. By clicking on outcomes, it's gonna bring you to this page. You're probably gonna get this little pop-up to the right, which just gives you a little bit more information. And so you're more than welcome to read about that. And if not, we can look at that a little bit later if you have more questions. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. So what are outcomes? Outcomes are basically the standards that you are teaching in your classroom. And so instead of just giving a straight up grade, you can actually track how well your students are doing on specific TEKS or standards inside of a Canvas new quiz. So again, instead of looking at it from just a basic, they got an A, they got a B, you can actually track the standards or the TEKS to make sure that your students are grasping that concept well enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to delete this one so that we're all on the exact same page here. And the first thing that I want you to do is you're going to click on this add group. If you click on add outcome, that's going to actually allow you to create your own standard or outcome, which is something we are more than willing to talk about, just not in this video. So I'm going to click on add group. And I want you to go ahead and name that group based off the grade level that you teach, as well as the subject that you teach. So I'm going to do 8th grade Algebra 1. This is not a district requirement. You could name this whatever you want to name it. I'm simply naming it this for the fact that we are going to use it as an example. Okay, so from there, 8th grade Algebra 1, we don't need to put a description because I think that's a pretty good description. It's telling you exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm going to scroll down and click on Save. Now, once you've hit Save, it's going to pull you back and show you that you have this folder created. What we're going to do with that folder is we're going to save our outcomes into that folder. The reason we want to do this is because if you do end up teaching a different class in years to come, or maybe even later on, you already have them categorized so it's nice and organized for you. Okay, so from here, we're going to not hit back or outcome or add group. Import, we don't want to do that because that's going to bring in more files. We're going to click on find because everything has already been put into this program for you. So when you hit find, it's going to pull up the account standards. We're going to click on that. And mine just shows Birdville ISD. Yours might have your grade level, your elementary, secondary, might have your campus even, but we're going to click on the Birdville ISD because that's going to have everything in there. I'm not sure what the other ones have, so just go ahead and click on Birdville ISD. And from there, you're going to see all the different outcomes that we have already. So we have 21st century skills, college and career readiness, English language proficiency, GATE, and then we have these two TEA or Texas Education Agency links as well. We're trying to clean this up because these at this time are the exact same. So just be aware that it doesn't matter which one you click. I'm going to recommend the first one just for time's sake, but if you already clicked the second one, it should be fine. If you're watching this video later, you might only see one, and that's even better. So when I click on that first one, it's going to pull up my essential knowledge and skills, pre-kindergarten guidelines, state of Texas assessment and readiness pieces, and then some TEKS for career and technology. We're going to click on the essential knowledge and skills. And from there, it should pull up every major content area that we have. So we have art, dance, economics, English, health, math, so on and so forth. Now, if you look at math, and I'm going to stick with math, if you want to go ahead and pick your own subject, whatever you teach, by all means, please do that. I'm going to click the Mathematics 2012. Notice there's a mathematics here, but since this is the most updated version or the closest year-wise, that's the one I'm going to select. So I click Mathematics 2012, and basically what it does is just creates another list of the grades that we have. So we've got Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, grades 1 through 8, pre-cal statistics. So pretty much everything you can imagine is already in here. Since I chose the folder Algebra 1, I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And here is a list of all of the different categories or TEKS that I could be using for that. Now, if you click inside of these, it's going to pull up all of the TEKS. And what I mean by that is it's going to show you A1, 1A. So these are all of my process standards. If I click on this one, it's got A1 to A, A to B, A to C, but I don't want to do all of those. I can bring all of them in instead of going individually. So I'm just going to click back on Algebra 1 just to get us back to the same starting page. And now I've got all of my different categories. And from there, I'm just going to click Import. By clicking Import, what that does is it's going to take all of those TEKS and drop them into my Algebra 1 folder. So if I go back, click on 8th grade Algebra 1, Here's Algebra 1. And there's all the TEKS for the Algebra 1 course. The reason it's got the 8, 9 here is because this is an 8th and 9th grade class. So if you're taking it at pre-AP in middle school, that's why it's there. And then the A1 stands for Algebra 1. Then it's got the reporting category next to it, and then it gives you the actual TEK. So I'm just going to walk through this step one more time with you. So we created a folder, which is great. You can create another folder if you choose to, but you don't have to. Then we clicked Find. Find allowed me to click on the Birdville ISD account because that's where everything is at. Clicking on Birdville ISD, I clicked on Texas Education Agency. From there, I chose the Essential Knowledge and Skills. Scroll down to Mathematics. Remember, we're going to take the most recent or current date. And from there, I can choose whichever category I want. So just to show you again, I'm going to click on Geometry. Here's all of my TEKS for Geometry. I'm going to hit Import. And then what that should do is just add those into my section. So I've got 8th grade Algebra 1 with Algebra 1. Then I've got Geometry with all of my TEKS there as well. I hope this video was helpful in learning how to add outcomes to your Canvas course. Please remember that you have to do this for each and every one of your Canvas courses. If you have any questions about how to get outcomes into your Canvas, please reach out to your digital learning specialist. I'll be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.